It was such a simple post, and it was such a simple article, and many hoping it just fell into annals of history, but it's too late. It's been caught. Mike Davis posting this. Team Biden admits to the Washington Post they waged lawfare and election interference against Trump. Now, the Trump 47 Justice Department must investigate this. Conspiracy against rights, 18 U.S.C. 241, is a very serious federal felony. That is an understatement in every way, shape, and form. I'm going to cover what they stated in the Washington Post article and why the impact, and now why the Trump team is ramping up. Oh, for what did they say the whole time? All Trump wants is retribution. Well, now you're going to find out exactly why. I'll be back with you in just 1 minute. What a marvelous weekend it was out here in Arizona, 72 degrees. Sorry for all of you going through the cold snap, but we take care of it. We get 125 on the flip side. Spent, I think, all day yesterday on the bike. Lisa and I took off around 8:45, got back around 5:45, and it was absolutely impeccable. Great friends, great people, great stops along the way. But, of course, along the way, we're researching, as always, checking the phones. And one post came up in particular. The one I showed you here from Mike Davis, that we're going to go into great detail. All about this lawfare campaign that's been going on, and we have evidence after evidence after evidence as evidence mounts that Biden's White House, the Biden team, was running all the prosecutions from Trump. That is the charge being made right now. We had Letitia James visiting the Biden White House in August of 2022 and August of 2023. That's according to the White House visitor log. Fani Willis visited Biden's White House for 5 hours on September 28th of 2023, 1 week after recommending charges against Trump. And then in further court records, it was revealed that Nathan Wade, you remember the saga, also met with Biden's White House counsel on May 23rd and May 18th of 2022 before indicting Trump. Fani Willis's lead prosecutor billed taxpayers $4,000 to talk to Joe Biden. At face value, not a big deal. It is, but I'm just going to take the mainstream storyline for a second. Not a big deal. If Trump was doing something illegal and they were trying to determine what that was, well, they can have these meetings, right? Until it goes to the next step. If it is ever proven it's coordinated. Jack Smith, his team lawyering up, ramping up, shredding up. But this ties into something completely different, an admission from the Biden team. And an admission against Merrick Garland. Oh, you thought he was Team Biden the whole time. Well, trust me, he was, but somebody doesn't think he did enough. So enemy could become friend? I wonder if he gets one of those pardons Biden's been talking about. If not, this story could take a very unusual twist very quickly. And it all came out of this Washington Post article. An article that had an omission in it that should not have been made, because it could spell disaster now for the future of Biden and all those associated with him. You see, these people just like to talk about themselves, but when they talk about themselves and say something they shouldn't have, you know we're going to find it. We're going to bring it to you. Now, before I do, it's a huge favor. If you haven't subscribed to their channel yet, please make sure you do. Please make sure your bell is checked to all, or else you won't get notified of any of the broadcasts I put up. Also, if you haven't been to Lisa's page lately, she still posts every day. It's amazing how many times we're out and people say, I haven't heard from you. I thought you stopped. She's never going to stop. It's just that bell got turned off so nobody's notified. I'll put a link to her channel above. I want you to go there too and subscribe. And if you want to support both of us in all our battle against all this evil and all this politicking that happens, we created a platform just for you. Today, as a matter of fact, I'm going to continue on this video to something I really want to say to you. But out of an adherence to all the rules out there provided by all the public platforms, I'll be respectful, but I have an opinion that you can't go into 2025 not knowing. Go to restrictedrepublic.com today. You get 14 days for free. You have a dashboard to sign up. You can cancel anytime. I'm going to give you discount code TRUMP47. Put that in monthly checkout. It's going to get you $2.99 a month for 3 years. You get all the videos we do on the public platforms. You get all the exclusive content we provide daily there. No commercials, no interruptions, no sponsors. Just cold, hard facts the way you deserve it. It's why the platform has grown amazing in 2024, and we want to make it a breakneck pace in 2025. But we need your support to do that. It's the only way these videos continue to come out and you get the information that you've been looking for. Restricted. Republic.com today. But now let's get back to this broadcast. So back to the Lawfare. Of all these lawyers looking to exit, trying to find jobs, but there's not enough jobs in the public sector for them to find. So what happens when they run out of space, they run out of room, and they're trapped and suddenly have nowhere to go, and Trump's team is coming after them? What information do you believe will start to trickle out? The mainstream media will never cover that for you. They'll never tell you there's lawyers who, to protect themselves, will maybe provide Trump some information. And it appears now the head lawyer may be one of those, because it appears he's running out of options. We're going to get there in a second. Dozens of prosecutors and agents have worked on cases to potentially make them vulnerable, such as special counsel investigations of Trump, prosecutions of hundreds of his supporters who stormed the Capitol, according to the Wall Street Journal, on January 6, 2021, and contempt of Congress cases that sent top Trump associates Steve Bannon and Peter Navarro to prison this year. Some department lawyers are on the fence, having sought counsel from Attorney General Merrick Garland, who takes center stage in today's story. What should we do? Garland pleading with them to stay. Well, now it appears there was a reason Garland's pleading with them to stay, to serve the American people. Come on, seriously. It appears to cover his own hide, because he's made an enemy. Oh, he already had one in Donald J. Trump, but now he has another one by the name of Joe Biden. Smith still has to submit a report of the investigations to Garland. Of course he will. It will contain nothing we don't already know. Smith will never do anything to cover his own posterior. No, he'll simply disappear into the woodwork and assure the federal prosecution never comes his way. But again, it depends on if they have everyone locked down and no one slips up. Very unlikely. If confirmed, Trump's nominee for Attorney General, Pam Bondi, would lead the department after emerging as one of its leading critics since Trump was indicted. The Department of Justice, the prosecutors, will be prosecuted, the bad ones. She's already promised it. She's already promised retribution. Those that went against Trump illegally, when I find out that they did, will be federally prosecuted. And Team Biden just handed Pam Bondi everything she needed. The investigators will be investigated. We can clean house next term, and that's what has to happen. But what about the pardons? If he pardoned everyone, man, that'd be tougher. Create a little bit more red tape. But it appears he doesn't have any intention on pardoning everyone. The Washington Post, Joe Biden's lonely battle to sell his vision of American democracy. Now you see why I despise that word, don't you? It was within this article we found a very interesting set of details. In private, according to Team Biden, Biden has also said he should have picked someone other than Merrick Garland as Attorney General. But why is the real trouble within the statement? Complaining about the Justice Department's slowness under Garland in prosecuting Trump, and its aggressiveness in prosecuting Biden's son Hunter, according to people familiar with Biden's comments. But Ron Klain convinced him to appoint Garland. He stressed that Garland, a federal judge with a sterling reputation for independence and fairness, would show Americans that Biden was rebuilding a department badly shaken by Trump's political attacks. That's laughable to even state, isn't it? Trump's political attacks. Biden was persuaded, and some Democrats believed the decision had devastating results. Had the Justice Department moved faster to prosecute Trump for allegedly seeking to overturn the 2020 election and mishandling classified documents, they say the former president might have faced a political damaging trial before the election. Some things you shouldn't say on the record. So now if you've changed the timing of prosecution to occur to impact potentially an election result, now you have a whole different set of trouble on your hand, and your own team just admitted to it. Biden reportedly regrets ending re-election campaign and says he'd have defeated Trump if everything had gone through the way he intended, but Merrick Garland didn't do that for him. So does that now exit stage left Merrick Garland's ability to get a pardon? And if it does, what will Merrick Garland do? If he's so fair and righteous, I wonder what information he has. I wonder what those attorneys around him have. I wonder what Pam Bondi will be able to dig out in plea deals necessary for those that she deemed unfairly or illegally started law cases against Donald J. Trump. Do you think for a minute that every single one of them won't talk, won't flip, won't speak, won't help? That's a tough one in Washington. The U.S. president has reportedly also said he made a mistake in choosing Garland. Which brings us back to this post. Team Biden admits to the Washington Post they waged lawfare and election interference against Trump by the very heart of their statement, according to Mike Davis. Now the Trump 47 Justice Department must investigate this. Conspiracy against rights, 18 U.S.C. 241, is a very serious federal felony. So serious, and here it is. I'm going to zoom in on it. If two persons conspire to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate any person in any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district in the free exercise or enjoyment of any right or privilege secured to him by the Constitution or laws of the United States, they shall be fined under this title or imprisonment not more than 10 years, or both. Now think about the sequence of events. Trump had the right to run for re-election. Those rights were sought to be stripped away from him through what was, by many estimations, a lawfare campaign. Unprovable in many ways, shapes, and form because of the way the government operates. However, when an admission is made on the record in an article by the very team that is being accused of persecuting that attack, well, now you have a whole different set of troubles. Biden was persuaded, and some Democrats believe the decision had devastating results had the Justice Department moved faster to prosecute Trump for allegedly seeking to overturn the 2020 election and mishandling classified documents. They say the former president might have faced a politically damaging trial before the election. Now, many would call that coordination, and that becomes something entirely different. Now, what will result of this, we don't know yet, but we will continue to watch as they continue to speak and continue to attempt to cover their own tracks. The implications could be devastating for Biden, his team, those that surrounded him, because Trump teams in, and they keep giving him all the breadcrumbs of exactly where to go and what to look for. Gotta love mainstream media for that, huh? But you see, there's a whole trail of breadcrumbs I want to cover for you. A much deeper analysis of what happened during the Biden administration. It won't take long, I promise you that. If you're at Restricted Republic, simply go to my next video. You'll be able to watch it, because there is a reason for the season. And it is, come on, put in the comments below. It rhymes, I promise you. And there's a whole different law that I want to cover. 18 U.S.C. Code 2381. And Kash Patel and Pam Bondi and the entire team, Trump's team, I guarantee you, will be searching every element that can lead to 18 U.S.C. Code 2381. Get there right now. I love you all. Until next time, Godspeed and God bless. Justus Knight, signing out.